Hey guys, ECRG here. Today we're going to be talking about when should I start looking for a job. Hey guys, ECRG here. Today we're going to be talking about when should I start looking for a job. And before we get into the video, just want to talk about I recently moved. I have a kind of janky studio set up. I have my computer sitting up on top of an old bookcase, and I'm just holding the microphone, which is usually stable. And so if you hear any weird noises or any movement, please, I guess, cut me some slack because I just moved and still setting up, but wanted to still record some videos for you guys in the process. So, without further ado, when should I, and by I mean you, us, we, start looking for a job? And the answer is going to be different for different people. So first, I'm going to address the up and coming college students who are who pay attention to this channel. So when should you start looking for a job? And the answer is, if you want to find the perfect job that matches your skill set, good rate of pay, and good, overall good everything, great benefits. You want to find the best jobs. It starts as soon as you enter college. What? ECRG? What are you talking about? It starts as soon as you enter college. It usually takes about 3 months, to find a good job. What are you talking about? That's 4 years. Well, I'm piggybacking on my medical school experience. That was a 4-year process getting into medical school. It starts from day one, from the day you walk onto campus, from the time that the classes that you choose to take, the electives that you take, getting a research job, whatever it is you do, volunteering, building your resume in order to get a medical school, because it's that difficult to get in, starts from day one from entering college, or day one from when you decide you want to go to medical school. Usually by second semester freshman year, you better have a good idea. And that's how most successful applicants happen. So using that same logic and aggression and tenacity to get the perfect job, I would say it starts as soon as you know what job you want to do. And you need to really build your resume and build everything around you that you're doing in order to get that job. So whether that's applying for internships at that company and doing internships almost every year, it's good to vary up your experience a little bit. So obviously if you do it all 4 years, you have a better chance of getting a job, and they probably might even offer you. But it's also good to vary up your experience a little bit. So, but do at least 2 years at that company, I would say. So it starts, pretty early if you want to work someplace, and that's only going to increase your odds of getting a job there. The more you work for them and work with them, because they're going to know your work ethic, and you're going to be familiar with their systems and how they do things, which is going to translate to speed. From day one, you're going to have a lot of speed on a brand new applicant, because you already know what you need to do and what it's going to take to be successful there. So for the college student, I'd say it starts as early as you want. As early as you can, and as early as you know you want to be there. So whether that's 4 years out or whether that's 4 months out. So let's say for the person who has worked a job before, they have some money saved up, and they're looking for their second career jump. When should you start looking for that job? Well, the answer is when you feel like you're ready. Making jumps, a lot of times people wait a long time. They wait until they have the exact number of years of experience. Let's say a job has 3 years of experience. Typically, people will wait until after they have 3 years. Well, you can actually wait until you have like 2 years, 6 months, 2 years, 7 months, and apply before then. Because by the time you actually get a recruiter on the phone, get an interview, face-to-face interview, you're going to have your 3 years experience, because sometimes it just takes that long. And a lot of times people, the ideal candidate will have 3 years experience, but most of the times they're not hiring their perfect exact fit, like they drew up in their mind type of candidate. So you keep that in mind and just keep shooting and applying at different jobs. So when it comes to that type of person, you can apply a little bit earlier than the requirement, and just keep hope alive. Don't get too bogged down if you get rejected from places, because that's gonna happen. That's just how things happen. And also, if you have a little bit of money saved up in the bank, you have a great opportunity when you realize you want to change jobs to really sit back and think about what you really want in life. Because you can quit your job and go travel in Europe for a month. You can quit your job and do a sabbatical or something for a few months if you have money saved up. So I know we've talked before about how having cash can help accelerate your career. And that's one of the reasons we talked about in that video, was the fact that when you have money, you have options, and you don't have to go back to work immediately. You can quit your job, take a month off, do what you want to do, and then get back into the workforce when you need to. So that's also something to keep in mind as well when you're in your career and you're changing jobs. You don't have to go work immediately. You can take a month off or something. So just keep that in mind. But a lot of people out here are living paycheck to paycheck, and I'm not talking about the people that make like $30,000 a year or less, and they literally are living paycheck to paycheck because they're spending everything they can on their place of residence, and they don't make much money, so they have to spend it on their needs. I'm talking about the people that make six figures a year but only have like $2,000 in their bank account, living paycheck to paycheck because they're paying for that Benz, they're paying for that private school tuition, they're paying for stuff that you don't really need, that 2 vacations a year, traveling for every holiday type of thing. I'm talking about those people. So it definitely pays to keep money saved up in your bank account, because you have a lot of options. When you have cash, you have options. So that's the second thing. The third thing is, I guess the third scenario is, so you've got a high school student who is debating on going to college or dropping out and getting a job. What should they choose? And what kind of job? When should they start looking for a job? And the answer is pretty much when you know what decision you want to make. When you know what decision you want to make, you should probably decide to get a job immediately, because you're going to have to pay your bills. You're going to have to, pay for the stuff that you need, your apartment, whatever, if you're moving out of your parents' house. So that's what I would recommend. So 3 good scenarios there, 3 different options you have. And when it comes to, starting to look for a job, it really comes down to you and your preference. You got to keep in mind the time it's going to take to actually get a job. You got to keep in mind, your experience level. If people are just going to overlook you at first until you get your resume into the right hands, until you get in front of the right person, or, what your situation is. For people that are very qualified, it can take a while depending on your industry. I know clinical research tends to go through waves. It tends to go through its ups and downs. And, sometimes even if you're incredibly experienced, you got 10 years monitoring as a CRA, it can still take a while to get a job. But when the industry is hot, I know the industry is hot, and people can get jobs fairly quickly if you have a little bit of experience. So it depends on the industry at the time, and depending on what industry you're applying for as well. So just keep all that in mind. That's it for this topic. Just want to do a quick video here on, when people should start looking for jobs. People have been asking when they should start looking for jobs, especially college students. And it's really not too early to start looking for your dream job. So keep that in mind, guys. If there are any questions, comment down below. You can email us at eliteclinicalgroup@gmail.com. If you have any, want to be a part of our resume review program for clinical research, you can email us there, and we'll review your resume. Any other inquiries, you want to advertise on the channel in the beginning of the channel, you can email us there as well. You comment down below. We respond to comments. And don't forget to hit that red subscribe button. You know, YouTube acts a lot of really funny sometimes, so it really helps us out, really helps the channel out if you hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and do it now while you're listening to this so you don't forget. All right, guys, that's it for today's video. We'll be back with another video tomorrow. Take care, guys.